Please be seated.
We live in a society where many of us have decided to gaslight ourselves into ignoring many problems, often only tedious and mundane, like school. The fact is, our day-to-day lives are rather boring, filled with the same tasks over and over again. It can feel like we are running and going nowhere. One of my favorite cliches is the saying, "Today is the first day of the rest of your life." The phrase is overused, but just as many times as it's been overused, it has been flippantly ignored or not very well understood. This phrase is often seen as speaking of the future, which is surely filled with meaningful moments and drinks on the beach. Non-alcoholic, I assure you. This interpretation is flawed and much less motivating than it could otherwise be. I propose a new meaning behind this cliche aphorism, a meaning that can fill the recipient's mind with ambition and view every action with vigor and intention. This new subject is not that of a bright future on the beach, but rather of a needy present. It is a needy present in that right now there are numerous conflicts within your own life which are begging for your attention to rectify them. The truth is, skeletons are not left in the closet, and one does not simply sweep problems under the rug. The problems grow into elephants in the room, which are fun to watch at the zoo, but not when they are in your living room. So, I urge you to take your skeletons out of your closet, though preferably would not have put them there in the first place, and take those problems swept under the rug and confront them face to face. Our lives are characterized by our daily tasks such as going to school, brushing our teeth, and even waking up every morning. These obligations are rather banal and typically part of the more dreary sections of our lives. My opinion is that we can and ought to cast away this grim imagination, the thought process of how we view our lives and society in general. Once we cast away this nihilistic perspective and recognize the fact that the day-to-day mundanities is what most of our lives are made of, we start building our own future, one day at a time, one step at a time, and even one shirt that litter our floors and our bedrooms at a time. Congratulations, Cardinals.
Superintendent of Schools, members of the school board, administrators, faculty, staff, parents, grandparents, guardians, guests, and candidates, class of 2022. I'd like to give special thanks to Ms. Erica Miller, Ms. Tara Halterman, Mr. Reggie Morris, Dr. Mark Vickelhop, Registrar Darcy Sparks, Aaron Hudgens, and to Principal Secretary Mrs. Patricia Hudgens for all their hard work and dedication to make this commencement a success. I'd also like to introduce the South High administrative team, Ms. Samantha Strabel, Ms. Lauren Adair, Ms. Meredith Moore, Mr. Nick Adkins, and Mr. Shunton Hammond. It's my pleasure also to introduce our platform guests. Superintendent Dr. Alan Markley, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Andrea Mixon, board members Ms. Donna Payton, Ms. Beth Plank, Mr. Alonzo Burton, Mr. Terry Landers, and Mr. Rick Moore. Thank you. Each year, we recognize the students that rank in the top 10 academically and honor them at graduation. Please help me recognize these scholars. Leah McIntyre, Riley Hamby, Chinaturum Ignacio, Charles Wolfe, Jackson Bernos, Kalia Alcantara, Christian Bell, Elisa Ramirez, Nathaniel Uschuk, Hanan Heya, Anas Alalathini, Dalia Martinez Chavera. As the senior choir members assemble on the floor, I would like to introduce some other platform guests. Other platform guests include Principal Citizenship Award winners Janiyah Davis and Marcus Foster. I would also like to recognize some other special academic honors. 3 students were accepted into the Missouri Scholars Academy. Leah McIntyre, Shinichiram Ihanacho, Elisa Ramirez. Other high academic honors include 2020 KC Scholars who are receiving a scholarship of $50,000 per student for a total of $200,000. Our scholarship total is $750,000 for the class of 2022. Please stand when I call your name. Abriana Richardson, Jamie Thompson, Nikirian Looney Wright, and Shinichiram Ihanacho. Be seated. The faculty at South High are dedicated professionals. They share in the success of the class of 2022. The seniors before you were beneficiaries of many staff members. One thing you'll leave here with this afternoon is the commitment that your staff had to our school mission. At this time, please help me recognize all of our elementary, preschool, middle school, and high school staff. Eventually, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandparents, teachers, coaches, guardians will no longer be there to remind you of meetings, homework, when to wake up, or when to come home at night. No longer can you say, "It got lost," but you must learn to say, "I lost it." Of any senior class that I've had the privilege of being the principal, I believe this class faced the most challenges. The pandemic, race, economic turmoil, politics, international conflicts, climate change, social unrest, and violence were challenges they faced and will continue to face. You can no longer hear a report on the news and turn away. This country belongs as much to you as it does to any adult here this afternoon. Freedom and independence have many benefits, but they have greater responsibilities. The most important words that I can say to the class of 22 is, after all you've been through, and with today's current events, you must become an informed citizen and vote. Congratulations, work hard, be a good person, do the right thing. The choice is yours. Thank you. That is all. Would the senior candidates and South alumni please stand for the alma mater after the choir's first song? Ms. Kemp, the stage is yours.
We may not yet have reached our glory, but I will gladly join the fight. felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear? Like you could fall and no one could hear?
Well, let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay. 'Cause when you don't feel strong enough to stand, you can reach out your hand and there's a glass of freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you,
Someone will come running to take you home.
raise a glass to all of us.
Tomorrow there'll be more of us, telling the story of tonight.
The morning
Tell
is
the story
breaking,
of
and
tonight. All is new.
all is new.
It's only a matter of time. Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found. So let the sun come streaming in, 'cause you'll reach up and you'll rise again. If you only look around,
You will be found. And when our children tell their story,
you will be found.
they'll tell the story of tonight. Oh, no matter what they tell you, tomorrow there'll be more of us telling the story of tonight. The story of tonight.
Raytown, South, our alma mater, ever will remain. Sovereign of our loyalty, your praises we proclaim. We will do our best to serve you, cardinals of renown. Red and white, we shall fight, go onward for a South.
As the senior choir is returning to main floor seating and the senior band and orchestra students are moving to the back of the floor area, I'd like to share some other outstanding accomplishments. Seniors, please stand when I call your name and remain standing. Please hold your applause until all names are read. Janiah Davis, All-State Track. Jacole Johnson, All-State Basketball. Becca Cook, State Band. Guy Price, State Band. Molly Hassler, State Choir. Millie Rhodes, State Choir. Jaden Jones, State Choir. Teresa Straws, State Choir. Jamie Thompson, Girls State. Hanan Heya, State Biliteracy. Zainab Nadim, State Biliteracy. Alexa Pinkston, two-time state champion dance. Selena Touch, State FBLA. Ryan Bass, State FBLA. Guy Price, State and National FBLA. Jackson Bernos, State and National FBLA. Nathaniel Uschuk, State and National FBLA, and Boys State. Brianna Bonner, State Choir, State, National, and Academic All-American Speech and Debate. Chinichiram Ihanacho, Girls State, State FBLA. And lastly, Charles Wolf, State Band, State Scholars 100 Honorable Mention, and State FBLA. Jackson, be seated. All right, have fun, enjoy it. You're good.
Class of 22, just for a second, I would like you to ask yourselves a couple of questions. Where exactly would you be today if you hadn't graduated? How would your life have turned out if you weren't here to accomplish this with the rest of your class? Where would you end up? Fortunately for you, none of that matters. You see, that's exactly it. We will never know where you would be because it just so happens that you are here today. We will never know how your life would turn out without a diploma because it just so happens that you earned one. And from one senior to another, I'd like you to know that I'm proud. From one senior to another, I understand the constant battle of showing up to school that we have all had to go through. But you did it. You and I, we both did it. And I hope you have the same satisfaction as I do, knowing that there was certainly a version of yourself who may not have succeeded as you have today, but you'll never have to meet them. There was definitely a life for yourself where you didn't have this accomplishment under your belt, but you'll never have to live it. We can fixate on the if, ands, and buts as much as we want, but I assure you that all of the uncertainty is behind us. We are here. I wanted to take a second to congratulate you on this newfound clarity. This is a true accomplishment, and I'd like to outline it as such. No more will you have to worry about any of the drama associated with high school. You can officially take the good parts and run, and I encourage you to do so. Today is your day. I advise you to look around and smell the roses as you've earned every second of it. Here's your friendly reminder that today was not guaranteed to you when you stepped in the front doors freshman year. It is something that you have secured for yourself, and I commend you for it. Make no mistake, we took the last 4 years with a grain of salt. It was not a perfect experience for all of us at all. Some faced hardships in the classroom, others faced social situations that even adults find themselves struggling in. I'm sure we have all endured a negative interaction with something school-related at one point or another. So why have I chosen to remind you of this on this day? Because if you haven't noticed, you've made it here today despite it all. Despite whatever it is that may have given you a hard time, you've proven to be persistent. Personally, I've chosen to pick the most uplifting memories I've gotten and take them along with me as I transition into adulthood. I've had several amazing teachers who showed me that my individual education matters to them and should therefore matter to myself. I have met many lifelong friends along the way, and I'm very thankful for them. Unfortunately, I don't know what a mortgage is or a W-2, but if you'd like to know the quadratic formula, I'm your guy. So to answer a previous question, no, I do not wonder where I'd be today if it had not been for my classmates and I's achievements, and neither should you. Thank you all, and congratulations to the class of 22. We did it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to take a moment and share my sincere gratitude to the faculty, alumni, and family for all of their support and encouragement, because we wouldn't be here without them. For those who don't know me, my name is Chinichiram Ihanacho, and no, you can't call me Nene for short. It is an absolute honor to be here today, and I couldn't be here without the help of my family, teachers, and peers who continue to believe in me, even when I fail to believe in myself. And I also like to thank God Almighty for all the blessings in my life. As we begin this new and exciting journey in our lives, I am left with many questions of what was and what could be, which may be the same for some of you. It is important that we self-reflect on these moments of high school, but I hope you do not let them define your life moving forward. Our lives over these past 2 years has been a roller coaster. With the pandemic, the fight for justice in our society, and the continuous changes in our world. This left me with many questions about life, its importance, and what Grace Henson meant when she said, "Don't be afraid your life will end. Be afraid that it will never begin." Let us be the ones to define what a fulfilling life looks like. Let us not lose ourselves while satisfying the expectations of those who we may never meet, but look through the screens of our phones. Let us be the builders of our lives. When asked in a scholarship essay, what do we owe each other? What is the public good? I stated that we owe each other our kindness, but I also failed to mention our most authentic and unapologetic version of who we are in good and bad times, despite the flaws we have. Once we own our imperfections, we give others no room to use them against us. In a world where we're constantly seeking approval, especially through social media, and how beauty, success, and most importantly, happiness is defined, we find ourselves in a continuous battle with ourselves. I must remind you all today that you are not your failures. Neither are you the circumstances which you have been born into. You are not a mistake, and you are certainly not worthless. I hope my words, even though these words may have left a scar in you, I hope my words start the healing process of those scars. When you all look back at your moments in high school, I hope you remember the stars you were aiming for and realize that in others' lives, you are that star that is made to radiate its light and be seen. Although it may be difficult to embody this star that others like me have told you that you are, I am certain that great things await all of us. I hope your dreams are not only a figment of your imagination, but can become the reality in which you live. Always remember, you're created with unique talents and skills to add to this world, and our ability to use them and identify them for the betterment of society is key. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "But I now, somehow, that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars." The challenges that we may face along the way should be an opportunity for us to use in shaping ourselves into whom we are meant to be. I am challenging you to be the stars in others' lives as you have been to Raytown South High School. Class of 2022, shine bright like a diamond because we believe you can and you will. Thank you.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates of the class of 2022. Welcome to a pivotal moment in your life. As we grow up, we all face a few key situations and choices that shape us into the person we will one day become. These moments make us take pause and ask, what if? How could your life be different, for the better or for the worse, if this event or choice hadn't occurred? Today is the day you walk across this stage and receive your diploma. Today is the day you will look back and wonder, what if? What if I hadn't buckled down this past year to raise my GPA? What if I hadn't branched out and tried new sports and activities? What if I decided to go to a trade school instead of a university? When we look back on this day, there is no reason to have any regrets. Today, every opportunity is open to us. We are pure potential. There is no need to be weighed down by the doubts that plague us or the unwanted expectations others have thrust upon us. It may be cliche to say at graduation, but we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. And I know my Uncle Nick just rolled his eyes, and before considering what I would speak about today, I probably would have too. But the fact is, it's true. How many of you didn't think this day would ever come? How many of you, looking back on your freshman grade cards, ever thought you would graduate? And yet, here you are, about to receive your diploma. Some of you have already accomplished more than you ever thought possible, whether it be starting a business, getting accepted into your dream college, or maybe just completing the ACT without dying of boredom. So dream bigger, aim higher. break through the barriers that you perceive are hindering you, and push the limits of what you thought possible. Just by graduating high school, you are already setting yourself up for success. According to the National Center for Education Statistics, as of 2020, the employment rate of 25 to 34-year-old males with a high school diploma was 12% higher than those without. This gap is even larger for females within the same age range, at 19%. Take advantage of this edge and keep working hard to accomplish bigger and better things. As we continue our journey into adulthood, we must not forget those who have helped us. It is imperative that we acknowledge the people who encouraged us and challenged us to be better. At the previous graduations I've attended, the statement is always made that we must thank our parents. It's a statement that's always given me pause. For some of us, it is more than true. Our parents have shaped and supported us throughout our lives and deserve our gratitude, even if we're reluctant to give it. But for others graduating today, it's simply not the reality. As a representative of my class, I cannot say without uncertainty to go and thank your parents. However, I can say with great confidence that you did not get to hear without the support of someone around you. This may have been a teacher, a sibling, or a fellow classmate, and they deserve to hear that you are grateful. They also deserve to be a part of your future. As we tackle our lofty dreams, we must not forget the people who have supported us. Don't forget your parents who went the best for you in life, or your fellow classmates who share your experiences. Growing up and moving into adulthood is not something that we must do alone. We cannot reach our full potential without leaning on and learning from others. Today, in this pivotal moment of your life, choose to follow your passions and exceed the expectations of others. We are capable of accomplishing more than we could ever imagine. High school is over, and the rest of your life awaits. What will you do with it?
Assuming the leadership of the Raytown C2 School District is our superintendent, Dr. Alan Markley. Through his leadership, the students and teachers have benefited from a focus on self-discipline, safety, and academic achievement. It's my honor to introduce him at this time and welcome him to the podium to present the class of 2022.
Good afternoon. Before we let this moment slip away, those of you that know me know that I don't usually stick to a script, okay? I told some of the graduates my speech is only going to be about 45 minutes long today. I'm kidding. But I think if we do not take this opportunity to recognize a man I met 14 years ago when I came to Raytown and had the wonderful opportunity to do so. He was the principal of Raytown South High School and had been there for some years. And as with me, this is my last commencement and it's his. And I think we need to take a moment to recognize Dr. Kevin Overfelt, which he does not want, but I think he deserves. I'll pay for that later, I'm sure. As Superintendent of Schools, I am honored to be here with the Raytown South High School class of 2022, of which I am very proud. This is my 21st commencement speech as a superintendent, and like I said, this is my last, as I am retiring at the end of this year. These students were in preschool when I began my superintendency in Raytown, and I've had the pleasure of watching this class grow and bloom and excel in so many ways. As a matter of fact, the ceremony before, my oldest son, my first graduate of Raytown High of 2022, walked across this stage, and he offered to pay me $20 if I gave him a shout out. Luckily, your class, who is also like a son of mine because he's been in my pantry, in my kitchen for the last 15 years, offered to give me $20 if I gave him a shout out. Amari, you owe me 20 bucks. Okay. They are an amazing group of academics, athletes, actors, musicians, speakers, thinkers, workers, self-starters. Graduation is a time of reflection for those graduating, not only for our teachers and staff at the school, but for our community as a whole. Cardinals, you have made us proud. As you enter the next phase of your lives, please remember where you came from and the people who loved and supported you through the years. Now, all of you may think that this comes free, and the speaker said this just now, that talk about thanking our parents, but it's more than that. You owe them more than that. There's a debt you owe. You owe a debt to the people supporting all of you that are here today. Let me suggest some ways of how you can repay them. Now, I did this earlier at the same speech, and I got a little bit emotional when I was saying it. But for almost 30 years, I've seen the tragic loss of life of some of my students to senseless acts of violence. It happened to us this year. For the love of God, if you are willing, please stand with me here today. If you're willing to find ways to end the violence in our schools, in our homes, in our community. Stand with me if you're willing to find a way. We've got to find a way. Let me hear you. Thank you. Everyone, all of you here, all of us in this crowd, everyone has the right to make a difference. We have that right. And we got to find ways to give those that follow that chance. The days of looking the other way and doing nothing must come to an end. Human life must be given greater value than that one moment in time that it takes to take it away. We have to give it more value. There will come a time when you will have the honor to become husbands, wives, mothers, and fathers. Perform these tasks with love and compassion. Make it your mission to open the doors of opportunity for your loved ones. Give your children those same chances given to you by those who are here supporting you today. Dr. Overfelt mentioned that we live in a time of political divide in this country, more so than anyone probably sitting in this room can remember. Abortion, gun control, immigration reform seem to catch the headlines and leave your head spinning. Your public school experience was not born to teach you to take sides. Rather, use your experiences to determine where you will take your own stand. Don't fall into the trap of letting others think of you, ever. It's time for you to think on your own. Finally, leave here today knowing that the future is bright. Even though we've talked about doom and gloom, it is bright. Everything you want or want to be is there for the taking. There will be obstacles, friends. There will be. And there will be adversity. But you have to fight through it. And when those times come, remember what you have learned here in these schools, in our community, and from your families. Keep reaching for that light and help others reach that light. There is absolutely nothing you cannot do. Nothing. You can no longer settle. That has to stop today. Do not settle. Challenge the times when you are denied. Get back up when you're knocked down, and hold your head high. And those of you that know me, you know I'm not competitive. I just like to win. Okay? You're all winners. You know why? Because you're from Raytown. You're winners. Keep winning in everything we do. The great Franklin D. Roosevelt may have said it best. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Please keep the needle moving forward on your limits, and this world will be a better place. Now for that moment in time. The young men and women before you have met the requirements of the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education and of the Raytown School District. By the virtue of the power vested in me as Superintendent of Schools, I declare these Raytown South High School seniors eligible to receive their diplomas. Friends and families, I hereby present the class to you, the sons and daughters of Raytown South High School 2022.
Senior candidates and faculty, please prepare to receive your diplomas. While the graduates are assembling, I want to share some history of South High. South High opened in 1962 with the first graduating class in 1964 with 347 students. The class of 2022 is 264 students. The smallest class was in 1991 with 239. The largest class, 1973, was 637. Since 1964, South High has graduated 21,602 students. There have been 13 state championship teams. 2 dance, 1 volleyball, 5 basketball, and 5 track and cross country. There have been 41 Final Four appearances in 12 varsity sports. There were, in basketball, 11 Final Fours, and in track and cross country, 24 Final Fours. 2 groups at our school, have especially earned and deserve your respect. The faculty and staff in the audience and on the floor, and the senior class as they walk across the stage to receive their diplomas. Please show your respect and consideration for the people that are seated next to you and behind you as the seniors walk across the stage. Thank you.
Hanan Haya. Leah McIntyre. Riley Hamby. Alyssa Ramirez. Kalia Alcantara. Chani Chiram Ianacho. Anas Athalithi. Dahlia Martinez Shavira. Nathaniel Oschuk. Marcus Foster Jr. Janaya Davis. Christian Bell. Jackson Bernos. Charles Wolf. Joseph Harris. Hannah Reffitt. Onarion Smith.
Joseph Adams.
Trenton Smith.
Trinae Adams.
Simone Lee.
Maria Alexander.
Alexander Letts.
Janaya Albritton.
Livia Lewis.
Cameron Allen.
Nicholas Logeman.
Omar Allen Jr.
Nakirian Looney Wright.
Omarye Allen.
Claire Mace.
Mario Angeles Guzman.
Lindell Major.
Amari Ashley.
Trevor Mock.
Bryce Ashley.
Kennedy Mayberry.
Ian Banta.
Billy McCoy.
Maverick Berry.
Zaid McKivergan.
Ryan Bass.
Zoe Million.
Fernando Batista Yusko.
Jeremiah Miller.
Michael Beck.
Tanaya McDowell.
Montravius Benjamin.
Jerry Mitchell.
Anaya Bay.
Hugo Morales.
Davion Bolden.
Matea Morales.
Brianna Bonner.
Markia Morgan.
Desmond Bowles.
Kimberly Munoz Hernandez.
Zamari Boyd.
Zainab Nadim.
Xylee Boyd.
Brandon Navarro.
Kaylin Boynton.
Connor Nixon.
Reuben Bradley.
James Osborne.
Trevon Bray Howard.
Queen Parham.
Isis Brewer.
Ornez Parker.
Dylan Briscoe.
Alexis Paxton.
Kamira Briscoe.
Jordan Pembrick.
Nariah Britton.
Alexa Pinkston.
Cruz Brooks.
Guy Price.
Damian Brooks.
Rajay Price.
Destiny Brooks.
Vorte Price.
Diogene Brown.
Torrance Ray.
Terrell Brown.
Kaylin Reed.
Zane Brown.
Autumn Rathbone.
J. Montez Cameron.
Zoe Rathbone.
Pharrell Kennedy.
Jacqueline Ray.
Tyrese Cannon.
Chandra Millie Rhodes.
Isaac Caples.
Abriana Richardson.
Brandy Burton.
Adrian Richardson.
Amy Lucia Castillo Batista.
Keon Ricks.
Janessa Castro.
Kanani Riley Stovall.
Angel Clark.
Shania Robinson.
Davina Clifton.
Zakira Rodriguez Smith.
Myasia Coleman.
Paisley Rogers.
Rebecca Cook.
Raul Romero.
Gregory Cooper.
Shondell Ross.
Samaya Cooper.
Jackson Rouse.
Cameron Crawford.
Abigail Rowe.
Faith Cruz.
Fernando Sanchez.
Michael Davis Jr.
Liliana Sanchez.
Tierra Deer.
Jasmine Santos.
Leah Dickey.
Anna Marie Shank.
Caleb Dillon.
Desiree Reed.
Kennedy Durant.
Zachary Schmidt.
Darian Edwards.
Dalia Seaton.
Delana Edwards.
Gabriel Sherrod.
Avery Eichelberger.
Kamarion Shirley.
Ali Elamine.
Evan Simmons.
Brianna Phoenix.
Praise Simmons.
Layla Fernandez.
Shakayla Taylor.
Tremaya Fitz.
Elara Smith.
Justin Foster.
Elijah Smith.
Vanessa Foster.
Jamelia Smith.
Marcus Franklin.
Javen Smith.
Emily Frazier.
Shavira Smith.
Alicia Frazier.
Awen Loyola.
Yasmin Frankel.
Sukram Sochin.
Xander Frisbee.
Anthony Starks.
Christian Galvin.
Quincy Stevenson.
Brooke Garth.
Madison Steve.
Nicholas Gatlin.
Teresa Strauss.
Lindsay Gittner.
Matthew Summers.
Eileen Gonzalez.
Tegan Summers.
Kyan Guerra.
Amorion Sutton.
Zanaya Hale.
Chanel Taylor.
Jada Hardiman.
Braden Thomas.
Emily Harris.
Maya Thomas.
Rachel Hartman.
Adrian Thompson.
Molly Hassler.
Jamie Thompson.
Valentina Haynes.
Manaya Tillman.
Tatiana Haynes.
Nautica Tillman.
Cadence Hurl.
Clifford Tolbert.
Jayon Henderson.
Selena Touch.
Angel Hernandez.
Tyler Troy.
Soraya Harad Howard.
Noah Suchiyama Keonui.
Gowan Hill.
Antalee Tubbs.
Tiana Hill.
Kayla Tuggle.
Bonzel Hill.
Toma Uta.
Jonah Hogan.
London Vargas.
Dorian Hollyhorn.
Elijah Vassar.
Jaheim Hoskins.
Madison Ward.
Jace Jenkins.
Maya Watson.
Jacole Johnson.
Freeman Webster.
Jaden Jones.
Jabril White.
Trey Judd.
Acacia Whitney.
Cortez Kellybrew.
Davion Williams.
Ayana Kelly.
Kiana Williams.
Daquan Kennedy.
Mikkel Williams.
Franklin Key.
Tyrus Williams.
Siobhan Key.
Zakiah Williams.
Demarcus Fristow.
Davion Wooford. Sarek Wright Jr. Destiny Wright. Samaya Young. Michael Kanye Parks.
Hi. Can I have your attention, please? Pretty please. Hey, y'all. I know y'all already get out of here and celebrate, so I'm not gonna take too much of your time. Some of you may know me, some of y'all may not. My name is Christian. I worked really hard to get up here to speak to y'all. It was, it was so important to me that y'all got this message. The class of 2022 is filled with true dreamers. People who aren't afraid to be themselves and speak their truth. The potential within this class is monumental. We have the capacity to knock this world right on its heels. We just need to realize it. And to my teachers, every single one of y'all who saw us grow and stuck it out with us to the end, we truly appreciate you. Though we may not show it, and we may not always be the best, your commitment to teaching will always reign supreme. Please do not give up. Fight for what you know is worth fighting for. And back to the students, y'all not off the hook. Though we have been through so much, COVID, violence, and heartache, we made it to the other side, alive. I need you all to know and understand that each and every person out here has the potential to change the world in more ways than one. Each of us harnessed every back-breaking struggle we have been through and can absolutely show the world that we are strong. And for all of us who didn't get the chance to walk across this stage with us, let's do it for them. 2022 isn't weak or soft or incapable by any means. We are the blueprint for what's to come. Change now and change the world, Cardinals. Class of 2022 for life. And now, can I ask all my graduates to move their tassel from the right to the left?